Fend for yourself, were the last words my wife shouted before speeding off and leaving me on the side of Interstate 75, in the middle of nowhere in North Carolina. The June sun burned the asphalt as I watched the taillights of our Honda Civic disappear on the horizon. My work clothes stuck to my body with sweat. The suitcase she threw out of the car was open on the shoulder with my belongings scattered on the ground. Cars sped by, no one slowing down to help a 32-year-old man abandoned like disposable trash. My name is Dave, and until 40 minutes ago, I believed I had a solid 8-year marriage with Jennifer. I believed that our argument about the money in our savings account was just another couple's fight that we would resolve at home. I was completely wrong. The argument started when I discovered she had withdrawn $12,000 from our joint account without consulting me. $12,000 we had saved for 3 years to buy our first home. "It's my money too," she shouted when I questioned the withdrawal. "You can't control me." What I didn't know was that Jennifer had decided to use our money to fund her ex-boyfriend Tyler's musical dream. A 24-year-old guy she had reconnected with on social media, and who now needed investment to record an album in Nashville. When I confronted her about Tyler, she completely lost control. "You've never supported me. Tyler believes in my dreams." "What dreams, Jennifer? You've been working in the accounting department for 6 years." That's when she slammed on the brakes and ordered me to get out. I said, "Get out of my car. Now." "Jennifer, we're 40 miles from home. Be reasonable." "I won't be reasonable with someone who doesn't understand that true love is worth more than money." When I hesitated, she opened the trunk, threw my suitcase on the ground, and said that if I didn't get out voluntarily, she would call the police and say I was threatening her. Now I was there, picking up my shirts and documents scattered on the hot asphalt, trying to process how my life had fallen apart in less than an hour. That's when I heard the sound of a car slowing down behind me. I turned and saw a silver Toyota Camry pulling over to the side of the road. The window rolled down to reveal a woman in her 40s, with brown hair tied back in a ponytail, wearing a dark suit. "Are you okay?" she asked, genuine concern in her voice. "I saw your belongings scattered around and thought you might need some help." "My wife abandoned me here," I replied, still not believing the words coming out of my mouth. "Get in the car," she said without hesitation. "It's 40 degrees out there and you're going to get heat stroke." I finished gathering my things and got into the air-conditioned car. The relief was immediate. "I'm Rebecca," she introduced herself as she adjusted the rearview mirror. "And you've clearly been through something terrible today." As Rebecca drove toward the nearest town, I told her the whole story. She listened without judgment, just nodding at the right moments. "Dave," she said when I finished, "can I ask you a personal question?" "Sure." "Do you have any special skills? Anything you do professionally?" "I'm an electronic security systems technician. Installation, maintenance, monitoring." Rebecca smiled in a way I couldn't quite interpret. "How interesting." "Very interesting indeed." I had no idea at the time, but that chance encounter would change not only my bad day, but the entire trajectory of my life. And Jennifer, well, she would soon discover that abandoning someone on the road can have consequences she never imagined. If you're enjoying this story of a total turnaround, don't forget to subscribe to the channel because what happened next was absolutely epic. Because while Jennifer thought she had gotten rid of me for good, she had no idea that Rebecca wasn't just a random Good Samaritan. She was someone who would completely change the rules of the game. As Rebecca drove down the highway toward Charlotte, I felt my phone vibrating constantly in my pocket. Messages from Jennifer. "You're being too dramatic. Come home and we'll talk like adults." "Dave, answer my messages." "Okay, maybe I overreacted, but you don't have to ignore your wife either." I showed the messages to Rebecca, who shook her head in disbelief. "Does she really think the problem is you being dramatic?" Rebecca asked. "Dave, she literally dumped you on the side of the road like you were trash." "Jennifer has always been like this," I admitted, putting my phone away without responding. "When she does something wrong, she finds a way to turn the situation around and make me feel guilty for reacting." "Tell me more about Tyler," Rebecca said. "And about the money." For the next 40 minutes, I poured it all out. How Jennifer had met Tyler Morrison in high school, how they had dated for 2 years before she met me. How Tyler had always been a dreamer with no focus, constantly changing careers. First he wanted to be an actor, then a model, now a musician. He's 24, Rebecca. I'm 32. Jennifer is 30. And she's financing his musical dream with the money we saved for our house. How long have they been talking? She asked. I found out it started 3 months ago. She said it was just a friendship, that he was going through a tough time after his divorce. Tyler is married. He was. His wife left him because he spent her credit card money on studio sessions without telling her. Rebecca slowed down and looked directly at me. Dave, you see the pattern here, don't you? Of course I saw it. Tyler had done exactly what he was now doing to me, through Jennifer to his ex-wife. And Jennifer was so emotionally invested that she couldn't see the obvious manipulation. Jennifer believes she's helping someone talented fulfill their dream, I continued. She said I never supported her dreams. What dreams? Rebecca asked. Exactly what I asked her. Jennifer has worked in the accounting department of the same company for 6 years. She never showed any interest in music, art, or anything creative. But suddenly, after Tyler reappeared in her life, she developed a passion for supporting artists. We arrived at a gas station on the outskirts of Charlotte. Rebecca stopped and turned to face me. Dave, can I be brutally honest with you? Please. Your wife isn't just financing his dream. She's having an affair. The words hit me like a punch in the stomach, even though I already suspected the truth. The $12,000 wasn't the first money, was it? She continued. I bet there were smaller loans before, small favors, maybe even personal gifts. She was right. Over the past 2 months, Jennifer had been buying new clothes with unusual frequency. She said she was investing in her self-esteem after a promotion at work that never happened. There were outings with friends I never met. Whispered phone conversations she ended when I entered the room. How do you know so much about this? I asked. Rebecca sighed and stared out the window for a long moment. Because I went through something similar 5 years ago. My ex-husband drained our joint account to finance his best friend's consulting business. $50,000 disappeared in 6 months. When I confronted him, he told me I was controlling and didn't understand the value of supporting visionary people. What happened? They ran off to Colorado together. The consulting business never really existed. It was just an elaborate way to justify extravagant spending while they planned a new life. My phone vibrated again. This time it was a call from Jennifer. Answer it, Rebecca said, but put it on speaker. I hesitated, but answered. Dave. Finally. Where are you? Jennifer sounded angry, not regretful. In Charlotte. Charlotte? How the hell did you get to Charlotte? Listen, I've been back home and I've been thinking about our argument. Maybe we can find a compromise about the money. A compromise? I couldn't hide my disbelief. Jennifer, you withdrew $12,000 without consulting me and abandoned me on the road. I already apologized for the road thing. I was emotionally shaken. But about the money, Tyler really needs this opportunity. It's now or never for his career. What about our house? Our plans? Houses will always be available, Dave. But artistic opportunities are rare. Rebecca rolled her eyes and gestured for me to continue. Jennifer, where is Tyler now? A long pause. Why does it matter? Just answer me. He came to Nashville yesterday to meet with producers. He's staying at a hotel near the studios. Which hotel? Dave, this is none of your business. My wife is financing another man's stay in Nashville, and this is none of my business? That's not how it is. You're twisting everything. I am? Then tell me, is Tyler alone in that hotel? Complete silence. Rebecca raised her eyebrows. Jennifer. I went with him. Someone had to make sure the money was being used properly. You're in Nashville. With Tyler. In a hotel. In a separate room. Dave, you're being paranoid. Separate rooms with our money. Our money? I work too. I have the right to use the money to support important projects. Rebecca shook her head and whispered, she's not even denying it anymore. Jennifer, come home. Now. I can't. Tyler has important meetings tomorrow and needs emotional support. Emotional support that you're giving him in Nashville, in separate rooms, with our money from home. You know what, Dave? I'm tired of your accusations and jealousy. Tyler makes me feel valued. He appreciates it when someone believes in him. And I don't. When was the last time you told me I was special? When was the last time you had a dream bigger than our small, safe routine? Rebecca scribbled something on a piece of paper and showed it to me. She's manipulating you. Our marriage is a small, safe routine. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm just saying that Tyler inspires me to be more than just an accountant in a small town. Jennifer, you like being an accountant. You always have. Maybe I never had the courage to admit that I wanted more. Tyler has shown me that I can support the arts, be part of something bigger. Spending our household money. For a few months. When his album takes off, we'll make it all back and then some. Rebecca wrote another note, question about the album. Jennifer, how many songs does Tyler have ready? He's working on the lyrics. The talent is there, it just needs time to blossom. How many songs? Dave, you don't understand the creative process. How many? 3 demos. But they're amazing. Rebecca showed me another piece of paper. 3 demos equals 0 album. What about the producers in Nashville? Tyler has contacts in the industry. People who understand his potential. Names. I'm not going to be interrogated. You should trust your wife. My wife who is in Nashville with another man using our household money. If you can't support my dreams, maybe we should rethink our marriage. The line went silent. She had hung up. Rebecca looked at me with an expression that was a mixture of sympathy and determination. Dave, I need to tell you something about my job. Something that could completely change the situation. What she said next would not only save my terrible day, but would transform Jennifer from an unfaithful wife into something much worse, a criminal who was about to discover that she had chosen the wrong man to cheat on. Dave, I'm a private investigator specializing in marital fraud, Rebecca said, pulling a business card from the glove compartment. Rebecca Stone, Stone Investigations. And what your wife is doing isn't just cheating, it's potentially a crime. I stared at the card in disbelief. After the most bizarre day of my life, discovering that my savior was exactly the professional I needed seemed too surreal to be true. What do you mean, a crime? You have a joint account, right? Jennifer can't legally drain funds without your consent to benefit a third party, especially if there's evidence of an extramarital affair. It's misappropriation of marital assets. Rebecca started the car and began driving toward downtown Charlotte. Furthermore, if Tyler has a history of defrauding women to finance non-existent projects, you too may be involved in an organized fraud scheme. My phone vibrated again. A message from Jennifer. Dave, Tyler said you'll probably try to cause legal trouble out of jealousy. I've already spoken to a lawyer. If you don't stop being dramatic, I'll file for a restraining order. I showed the message to Rebecca, who laughed out loud. She's scared. Innocent people don't threaten restraining orders over questions about joint money. What can I do? First thing, cancel her access to the account. Second, document everything. Third, investigate Tyler Morrison thoroughly. We stopped in front of a modern commercial building. Rebecca led me to her office on the 12th floor, a professional room with computers, cameras, and equipment I couldn't identify. Have a seat, she said, turning on one of the computers. Let's start with Tyler. For the next 40 minutes, Rebecca worked with the efficiency of someone who had done this 1,000 times before. Databases, social media, public records, everything was methodically combed through. Tyler Morrison, 24 years old, Nashville, Tennessee, she narrated as she typed. Married Sarah Chun in 2022. Divorce finalized 4 months ago. The screen displayed divorce documents. Interesting. Sarah Chun sued Tyler for embezzlement and financial fraud. She alleges that he used her credit card for unauthorized music investments. My stomach tightened. How much? $37,000 over 18 months. Rebecca continued clicking. Social media, newspaper articles, criminal records. Dave, look at this. The screen showed a report from a local Nashville newspaper. Young musician accused of marriage scam. Fourth victim comes forward. Fourth victim. Tyler has a pattern. He seduces married women or women in stable relationships, convinces them that he is a misunderstood artist with immense potential, and manipulates them into investing in his career. Rebecca opened another window showing a GoFundMe page. Look here. Tyler created a crowdfunding campaign 6 months ago, help a local artist realize his dream. He raised $15,000 from strangers online. What was the money for? According to this update he posted, for professional studio equipment and production fees. Rebecca clicked on another link. But here, on a Nashville studio's website, there's a complaint filed with the Better Business Bureau. Tyler rented equipment for a week, said he'd pay after the recording session, and just disappeared. Each new piece of information was like a punch in the gut. Jennifer wasn't just being deceived, she was financing a serial criminal. Rebecca, I need to tell you something. Jennifer said Tyler has contacts in the industry. What kind of contacts? Producers, people who understand his potential. Rebecca typed a few more commands. Dave, Tyler Morrison doesn't appear in any music industry database. No album credits, no affiliations with record labels, nothing. For all legal purposes, he doesn't exist professionally. My phone rang. Jennifer again. Answer it and put it on speaker, Rebecca instructed. But don't mention that you're with me. Hello. Dave, where exactly are you? Jennifer's voice sounded tense, almost paranoid. In Charlotte. Why? Tyler said you're probably trying to investigate our relationship. That's invasion of privacy. Jennifer, I just want to understand why you drained our account. I didn't drain anything. It's my money too. Our money. For our house. The house can wait. This is Tyler's one chance to prove his talent. Rebecca scribbled a question on a piece of paper. Ask about the recording contract. Jennifer, did Tyler show you the recording contract? Long silence. He's still negotiating the terms. With which record label? Dave, you wouldn't understand the music industry. These are complex processes. So there's no signed contract? Not yet, but... Jennifer, how long have you two been physically involved? I won't answer that. You have no right to interrogate me. Yes, I do. I'm your husband, and you're using our money to finance another man. Tyler isn't another man. He's my artistic partner. Artistic partner who sleeps in the same hotel as you in Nashville. In separate rooms. Paid for with our household money. Jennifer began to cry, but they were tears of anger, not regret. Dave, Tyler makes me feel alive. He believes in dreams bigger than your small, limited mindset. My small, limited mindset built the life that allowed you to have $12,000 to throw away. Throw away? We're investing in the future. Whose future, Jennifer? Ours. When Tyler makes it big, we'll be partners in his success. Rebecca quickly wrote, ask about the partnership agreement. Jennifer, do you have any legal documents guaranteeing a return on investment? Legal documents destroy trust. Tyler said our partnership is based on love and mutual faith. Love and mutual faith don't pay the mortgage. You know what, Dave? I'm tired of your questions and your constant negativity. Tyler was right, you would never support me in something bigger. Jennifer, come home. Now. No. Why? Because Tyler needs me. And I need him. For the first time in 8 years, someone makes me feel special. Don't I make you feel special? When? Between paying bills and watching Netflix? Our life is a dead routine, Dave. Our life is stable. It's safe. It's built on hard work. It's boring. Tyler showed me that I can dream beyond a little house in the suburbs and vacations in Myrtle Beach. Rebecca showed me another paper. She's being manipulated. Classic tactic. Jennifer, how much money has Tyler borrowed from other people? What? Why would you ask that? Just answer. Dave, I'm not going to continue being interrogated. Tyler is different from the other men you're trying to compare him to. What other men? Silence. She had given herself away. Jennifer. Some people didn't understand his vision the way I do. How many people? It doesn't matter. How many, Jennifer? Maybe a few. But they didn't have our special connection. Rebecca shook her head and wrote, "He's done this at least 4 times. Jennifer, Tyler is using you. He isn't. You're jealous because someone finally recognizes my value. Your value as the financier of his dreams. As a partner. As a muse. As someone who understands art. Jennifer, you hate music. You always complained when I played rock in the car. That was loud rock. Tyler makes real music with soul. Have you heard any of these songs?" Long pause. He's perfecting the sound before showing it to people who don't understand the creative process. Rebecca wrote, 0 songs ready. That's when I made a decision that would change everything. Jennifer, listen carefully. You have 24 hours to come home and put the money back in the account. Or else. Or I will take legal action to protect our marital assets. You wouldn't do that. I would. And I will. Tyler said you would try to intimidate me legally. We already have a lawyer too. What lawyer? His friend's brother. Rebecca rolled her eyes. Jennifer, last chance. 24 hours. Dave, if you do this, our marriage is over. Our marriage was over when you chose Tyler over our family. Jennifer hung up. I looked at Rebecca, who was smiling in a way I couldn't quite interpret. Dave, I'm going to make you an offer that may sound strange, but it could change your life completely. What she said next would not only save my failed marriage, but transform my entire understanding of justice, revenge, and the power of using manipulators' own weapons against them. Because Tyler Morrison was about to find out he had picked the wrong victim. And Jennifer, well, she would learn that some lessons can only be taught the hard way. Dave, your experience with security systems isn't just useful, it's key to the entire operation, Rebecca said as she put together a presentation on her computer. Tyler and Jennifer have no idea what they're up against. Over the next 2 hours, Rebecca explained her plan to me in surgical detail. As a private investigator, she had developed a network of contacts at banks, hotels, credit card companies, and even police stations. But my technical expertise would transform a simple investigation into something much more powerful. First, we'll track their every financial move, she explained, opening a complex spreadsheet. Your system's knowledge will allow me to access information that would normally take weeks to obtain legally. Rebecca had discovered that Tyler and Jennifer were staying at the Hermitage Hotel in Nashville, one of the most expensive in the city. Separate rooms costing $300 each per night. Our $300 per night. Dave, can you access the hotel's security system remotely? It depends on their infrastructure. Hotels of this category usually use integrated systems with multiple layers of access. What if I get employee credentials? I smiled for the first time in 24 hours. With internal credentials, I can map the entire system. Cameras, card access logs, room call history, even room service order history. Rebecca called a contact at the hotel. 15 minutes later, we had the login for a maintenance technician. While I worked on the laptop, accessing progressively deeper layers of the hotel system, Rebecca investigated Tyler's financial history in frightening detail. Dave, look at this. Tyler has 3 maxed-out credit cards, 2 overdue student loans, and owes $4,000 to a former producer in Austin. What about the other victims? Sarah Chun, his ex-wife, is still fighting in court to recover $22,000. Amanda Rodriguez from Houston lost $8,000 to his music project in 2023. Lisa Park from Atlanta financed $15,000 in studio equipment that never existed. Each new piece of information intensified my determination. Jennifer wasn't just an unfaithful wife, she was being manipulated by a professional predator. I got access to the system, I announced. I have the complete history of both rooms since they arrived. The screen showed a detailed timeline. Tyler and Jennifer had arrived on Tuesday. Separate rooms, as she claimed, but the access logs told a different story. Rebecca, Jennifer used her card to enter Tyler's room on Tuesday at 11:18 p.m. She left on Wednesday at 7:42 a.m. Separate rooms, Rebecca muttered sarcastically. And here, Tyler used his card to enter Jennifer's room on Wednesday at 10:15 p.m. He left on Thursday at 8:30 a.m. I continued navigating the system. Room service for Tyler's room, $400 bottle of Dom Perignon champagne on Tuesday. Romantic dinner for two on Wednesday, $280. Couples massage scheduled for today at 2 p.m. Rebecca shook her head. Couples massage in separate rooms. My phone vibrated. Message from Jennifer. Dave, you haven't responded to my messages. I'm worried. Tyler said you might be having an emotional breakdown because of our conversation yesterday. I showed it to Rebecca, who laughed. Emotional breakdown? She's projecting guilt onto you after draining your account and lying about separate rooms. It's her classic tactic. When confronted with evidence, she reverses the situation and makes me look irrational. Reply, Rebecca suggested. But keep your tone neutral. We want them to remain confident. I typed, I'm fine. Processing our conversation. We need to talk when you get back. The reply came immediately. That's great. Tyler said that men sometimes need time to accept change. He's very wise about relationships. Rebecca rolled her eyes. Tyler is wise about relationships. The guy who's on his third marriage. Right back, she continued. Ask when she's coming back. When do you plan to return home? We're extending our stay. Tyler has had productive meetings, and we want to take advantage of the opportunity to finalize some details of the project. Until when? Maybe Sunday. Or Monday. It depends on the opportunities that arise. Rebecca wrote something down. Perfect. That gives us enough time for Phase 2. What Phase 2? Rebecca smiled in a way that reminded me why private investigators were feared by people with secrets. Dave, are you familiar with your bank's banking system? I work with security systems for several financial institutions. Why? Because we're going to track every penny Tyler spent from the other victims. And when we have complete evidence of organized fraud, we'll present everything to the authorities simultaneously. Is that legal? Absolutely. Tyler is using interstate communication to commit fraud. Jennifer is transferring marital funds to finance criminal activity. The FBI loves cases like this. Rebecca opened another screen. But first, let's give Tyler exactly what he wants. What do you mean? Tyler wants to be a music star, right? Let's make him famous. Rebecca showed me a TikTok account she had created. Stories of music scammers who deceive married women. We'll post Tyler Morrison's full story, with photos, evidence, and testimonials from previous victims. My mouth fell open. Sarah Chun, Amanda Rodriguez, and Lisa Park have already agreed to participate. They're just as angry as you are. What about Jennifer? Jennifer will find out that financing a criminal makes you an accomplice. But let's give her a chance to choose the right side before that happens. Rebecca handed me a phone. Call your wife. Last chance for her to do the right thing. As I dialed, Rebecca finished the video that would change Tyler Morrison's life forever. A video that would be seen by millions of people and turn his name into a synonym for marriage fraud. If you're following this story of calculated revenge, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because what happened on that call was just the prelude to a justice that none of them would ever forget. Jennifer answered on the third ring, and her voice carried an arrogant confidence that would soon turn to utter panic. Because Tyler Morrison was about to discover that his music career was finally taking off, but not in the way he imagined. And Jennifer, well, she would learn that some decisions have consequences that extend far beyond what we can predict. Jennifer, this is your last chance to do the right thing, I said on the phone, while Rebecca finished uploading the video exposing Tyler Morrison. Dave, you're being dramatic. Tyler and I are building something beautiful here. Jennifer, Tyler Morrison is a criminal. He's done this to at least 4 women before you. Total silence. That's a lie. Tyler told me that jealous people would try to sabotage him. Rebecca showed me the computer screen. The video on TikTok already had 50,000 views in 20 minutes. Jennifer, I just posted complete evidence online. Tyler Morrison is a serial scammer who specializes in manipulating married women. You did what? I posted the truth. Photos of him with his other victims, bank records, video testimonials. Everything documented. I heard Jennifer yelling at Tyler in the background. Muffled voices, heated argument. Dave, you've ruined everything. Tyler says this is defamation and we're going to sue you. With what money, Jennifer? The money he stole from you. Rebecca pointed to another monitor. The banking system showed a transfer of $5,000 from Jennifer's account to Tyler's, made 2 hours ago. Jennifer, Tyler just transferred another $5,000 from your account. Just now. That's not true. He wouldn't do that. Check your bank account. I heard the sound of Jennifer fiddling with her phone, probably opening the banking app. I don't understand. It must be a fee from the studio. A $5,000 fee? Jennifer, he stole $17,000 from you in 3 days. Rebecca handed me another phone. Sarah Chun, Tyler's ex-wife, was on the line. Jennifer. Sarah said when I connected the calls. My name is Sarah Chun. I was married to Tyler Morrison. Who is this person? Jennifer asked, panic rising in her voice. I'm the woman who lost $37,000 to Tyler. Just like you're losing now. That's a lie. Tyler loves me. Jennifer, Sarah continued with painful patience, Tyler told me the exact same things. That I was special, that I was his muse, that together we would build a music empire. Rebecca opened another screen. Amanda Rodriguez and Lisa Park were connected via video conference. Jennifer, we're Amanda and Lisa, Amanda said. Tyler stole $8,000 from me and $15,000 from Lisa. We're his other muses. The silence on the other end of the line was deafening. He said you were jealous. That you tried to sabotage him. Jennifer, Lisa said gently, is Tyler with you right now? Yes, why? Ask him to show you the songs he recorded with your money. He's perfecting. No, Jennifer. Now. Ask him to play one complete song. I heard Jennifer move away from the phone. Muffled voices, Tyler shouting something about artistic pressure and the creative process. Rebecca showed me another screen. The video on TikTok now had 200,000 views and thousands of comments. Dave, Rebecca whispered, look at this. The screen showed the hotel security system. Tyler was in Jennifer's room, quickly packing clothes into a suitcase. He's running away, I observed. At that moment, Jennifer came back to the phone, sobbing. He doesn't have any music ready. None. He said the money was used for conceptual development, and that I don't understand art. Jennifer, where is Tyler now? Packing. He said he needs to go back to Nashville because the negativity here is blocking his creativity. Rebecca clicked on another monitor. Tyler's bank account showed a transfer of $15,000 to an account in the Bahamas, made 5 minutes ago. Jennifer, Tyler just transferred $15,000 to an offshore account. That's impossible. He doesn't have access. Yes, he does. You gave him access to your account when you trusted him. The phone went silent. Only sobs. Dave, what have I done? You've been manipulated by a professional predator. But we can still stop him from getting away. Rebecca was already on the phone with the authorities in Nashville. Since Tyler had crossed state lines to commit fraud, the FBI had automatic jurisdiction. Jennifer, what room are you in? 412. Tyler is in 415. How do you know that? I can see it on the hotel security system. He's coming down the service elevator right now. Rebecca spoke quickly with someone on the phone. Nashville police are 2 minutes from the hotel. Jennifer, you need to go to the lobby now and identify Tyler to the officers. I can't. I'm too embarrassed. Jennifer, if you don't do this, Tyler will escape and do the same thing to other women. Sarah Chun spoke on the other phone. Jennifer, I let Tyler escape because I was ashamed. He did it to 2 other women after me. You can stop the cycle. I heard Jennifer breathing heavily. Okay. I'm coming down. Rebecca showed me the security system. Tyler was in the lobby, checking out at the front desk, when Jennifer stepped out of the elevator. 2 police officers entered through the main door. "That's Tyler Morrison," I heard Jennifer say on the phone, her voice echoing through the lobby. Tyler turned around, saw Jennifer pointing at him, and started running toward the side exit. The officers were faster. "Tyler Morrison, you're under arrest for wire fraud, embezzlement, and operating a fraudulent investment scheme," one of the officers said as he handcuffed him. Tyler shouted across the lobby, "Jennifer, don't let them destroy our love. This is jealousy. Pure jealousy." Jennifer approached him slowly. "Tyler," she said, her voice surprisingly calm, "where are the songs?" "Jennifer, I can explain. Where are the songs you wrote with my money?" Tyler looked around desperately. "The creative process is complex. You wouldn't understand. Try to explain it to me. Jennifer, when we get out of this situation, we'll—" "Tyler," Jennifer interrupted him, "are there any songs?" He lowered his head. No. It was the first time in 3 days that Tyler Morrison had told the truth. As Jennifer watched the man who had destroyed her marriage being led away by the police, my phone rang. It was the bank manager confirming that all of Tyler's transfers had been traced and frozen. All the money would be returned. Rebecca looked at me with a satisfied smile. "Dave, an interesting email has arrived. Tyler's lawyer wants to negotiate a deal. It seems he'd rather confess everything than face a public trial with all this evidence." But the real twist was yet to come. Because Tyler Morrison wasn't just any con artist. He was part of something much bigger, and his arrest would reveal a network of fraud that would change the lives of dozens of families. And Jennifer, well, she was about to discover that some lessons can only be learned the hard way, but that true strength comes from recognizing your mistakes and fighting to correct them. 6 months later, I was in federal court in Nashville watching Tyler Morrison receive his sentence: 5 years in federal prison for wire fraud, plus mandatory restitution of $143,000 to the 7 identified victims. The judge was particularly harsh in mentioning the systematic predatory pattern of emotional and financial exploitation of vulnerable women. Tyler cried during the sentencing. Real tears, for the first time since I had known him. Jennifer was sitting 3 rows behind me, accompanied by the divorce lawyer I had recommended. She had cooperated fully with the federal investigation and, as a result, faced no criminal charges. But she faced other consequences. The company she worked for fired her when the case became public. Our house was sold to pay off the debts Tyler had incurred in her name. And our marriage. Well, some betrayals are irreparable. "Dave," Jennifer approached me on the courthouse steps after the hearing. "Can we talk?" I stopped and turned around. She looked like she had aged years in a few months. Her once perfect hair was simple, without the expensive cuts she used to get. Her clothes were practical, not the designer pieces Tyler had encouraged her to buy. "I know I can't undo what I've done," she began, avoiding my gaze. "I know I destroyed our family for a stupid fantasy." "Jennifer." "No, let me finish. You tried to warn me. Rebecca tried to warn me. All those women tried to warn me. But I was so desperate to feel special, to feel that my life had some greater purpose." She finally looked me in the eye. "Tyler didn't love me. He didn't even like me. I was just a bank account with legs to him." "How are you now?" I asked. "Living with my sister in Atlanta. Working part-time at a library while I redo my accounting certification. Going to therapy twice a week." She hesitated. "Dave, I'm not asking for forgiveness because I know I don't deserve it. I just want you to know that I completely understand what I lost when I chose Tyler over you." "You didn't just lose me, Jennifer. You lost the person you used to be." Tears streamed down her face. "I know. And that's the hardest part to accept." After Jennifer left, Rebecca and I walked to the parking lot. Our partnership had evolved far beyond that casual afternoon when she found me on the road. "So," Rebecca said, adjusting the briefcase containing our new company's contracts, "ready for our next meeting with the Memphis Police Department?" I smiled. Stone and Mitchell Investigations was thriving. My expertise in security systems combined with Rebecca's investigative experience had created a unique operation. Specialists in matrimonial fraud and financial schemes. "More than ready," I replied. In the last few months, we had helped 12 families expose fraudulent spouses, recovered over $500,000 in stolen funds, and sent 6 criminals to prison. "Dave," Rebecca said as we got into the car, Do you have any regrets? I thought about the question as we drove down Interstate 75, the same highway where Jennifer had abandoned me. I don't regret trusting Jennifer. The regret would be becoming too cynical to trust again. What about Tyler? Tyler taught me that some predators are so skilled they can fool even intelligent people. But he also taught me that the truth always emerges when you have enough patience and determination to seek it. 3 weeks later, I received an unexpected letter. It was from Sarah Chun, Tyler's ex-wife. Dave, I saw the news report about the trial. I wanted to thank you for not giving up on the investigation. Because of your work, I was able to recover $14,000 that I thought I had lost forever. But more importantly, I was able to regain my faith that justice still exists. That letter is framed on the wall of my office, alongside 6 other similar letters from victims who found justice. Today, when I drive past that stretch of interstate where it all began, I feel neither anger nor sadness. I feel gratitude. Jennifer thought she was punishing me by abandoning me on the road. In reality, she freed me to find my true purpose. If this story of transformation and justice has touched you, subscribe to the Twist and Revenge channel. We have dozens of stories where people discover that the worst betrayals can become the best opportunities. Because sometimes, when someone tries to destroy your life, they end up giving you exactly what you need to build something much better. The last I heard from Tyler, he was serving his sentence in federal prison in Tennessee, required to participate in a financial rehabilitation program. Jennifer? I heard she completed her therapy and started working as a volunteer helping other women who were victims of romance scams. And me? Well, I'm running my own investigation company, married for 2 years to an amazing prosecutor I met during one of our cases, and I finally realized that being abandoned on the road was the best gift anyone ever gave me. Because when you survive the worst betrayal of your life, you discover that you are much stronger than you ever imagined.